Time now on Going Bush to look at just one of the many uses of the timber that come from Tassie's forests, Nick. And for thousands of years, wood has been providing us with somewhere to live.
Of recent times, the climate change debate and man's impact on the environment has kind of forced us all to re-examine what we can do for a more sustainable future. And as it turns out, that could mean a wider role for timber in the building industry. The University of Tasmania School of Architecture is home to the Centre for Sustainable Architecture with Wood, and as the climate debate heats up, there is increasing pressure to reduce the carbon emissions produced by the buildings we construct.
Steel's a very highly energy consumptive material and people appreciate that, so there's a lot of government agencies who are looking at ways in which they can reduce the footprint, the ecological footprint of their buildings. And one of the things they're looking at is the carbon in wood as one of the factors that they're looking at to exploit or to not use other materials that have a really high carbon footprint.
We've got rows and rows of drying hardwood here, Nick, all of which is going to soon be used as building materials to build houses.
The interesting part of this, Hardy, is that each little rack here represents about 3 tonnes of carbon dioxide sucked out of the atmosphere, and that carbon will remain trapped as long as the structure remains standing.
To make this piece of timber, all I need, first of all, I need about maybe 50 years, and I need a seed, I need a site, I need some sunlight and water, and that period of time, 50 years. And the tree sucks the carbon out of the atmosphere and puts it into this stuff, into wood. If I want to make this stuff, which is steel, then I've got to take iron ore, and I've got to take it from wherever history has put it. It's been millions and millions of years collected there. And I've got to take coal, which is fossil fuel. You know, it was trees or plants, and millions of years has been conglomerated and compacted. And I've got to take tonnes and tonnes of coal, plus some of this iron ore, put them together in a really high energy, high fossil fuel intensive process to give me steel.
The fact that the resources used in making things like steel and concrete aren't renewable is another fact driving the push back to timber. But it's that heavy reliance on fossil fuels that makes those materials so expensive from a carbon accounting standpoint.
If you like, there are 2 carbon pools. There's the carbon pool that is in the atmosphere and exchanging with the biosphere. So that can be carbon in your body, in trees' bodies, and in the atmosphere. That's going backwards and forwards all the time. And then there's carbon that's locked away. It's not in that exchange. It doesn't readily go into the atmosphere, and that's in oil or fossil fuels. And when we remove that, we put it into the atmosphere, and we're adding to the atmosphere, whereas wood is going backwards and forwards. It may take, centuries, but it is going backwards and forwards.
While there's no doubt that timber is an environmentally sound building material, it does have some real and perceived limitations. You can't build a skyscraper out of timber, but 3 to 5 stories are okay.
A well-designed timber structure can meet the highest fire safety regulations, and the fact is that wood, particularly when shielded from the elements, can last a very long time.
There's no reason why this building couldn't be here for another 1,000 years. There are buildings that the Romans built that still have the original wood rafters. There's buildings I've been through in New South Wales that were built in 1795, 5 years after white colonisation. They've still got the original timber up in the roof. So its life is only limited by how well we design with it and how long we keep the building for.
So if you're thinking of building, think wood.
It's grown locally and requires only a short transport hop.
It has better insulating properties than steel or aluminium, which will save you money in heating.
And best of all, it's the one major building material that captures and stores carbon for the life of the structure. Timber, it's the building resource which grows on trees.
Yes, brilliant. Time now to meet another of our Community Assist family, and for these guys it's all about getting down and dirty. Community Assist is the major sponsor of the Tasmanian Cross Country and Downhill Mountain Bike Championships. The sponsorship package is helping to meet the costs of staging the events and encouraging more people to recreate in state forests.
Community Assist sponsorship through Forestry Tas is absolutely unbelievable for us in the mountain bike community to be able to grow the sport, to offer novices to come and have a go and get in and see the sport. And also opens the opportunity for us to get out in the bush and find new places to ride and get out there and have fun.
Hobart's Dirt Devils and the Launceston Mountain Bike Club run the series, which covers 12 events across the state, and last year attracted 150 riders aged between 11 and 70, with skill levels just as diverse.
Remember that Community Assist is open to a wide range of clubs, organisations and individuals. Applications for the next round of grants open later in the year. Hit the Forestry Tasmania website for details.
Still to come, we meet a living legend of the Tasmanian timber industry and learn the lessons of a lifetime spent in the bush.